Welcome to part 8 of my out-of-print DVD collection. Again, I'd like to state that it's only these versions that are out of print. Some of these have been re-released or they're on Blu-ray right now. But anyway, first up we have Stay Tuned. It's a John Ritter, Pam Dawber movie. John Ritter is married to Pam Dawber. They have a couple of kids. It's a typical nuclear family. He's a couch potato. He loves his TV. He's kind of ignoring his wife. A salesman for a satellite dish company shows up at his door and sells him, well, doesn't sell him. He says there's a trial period for free. So John Ritter agrees. The satellite dish is installed in the backyard. It turns out that the salesman is an emissary from the devil. And they're using satellite dishes to collect human souls. It doesn't sound too good or sounds kind of off, but it's actually a funny movie. Eventually, John Ritter, Pam Dawber, they get sucked into the satellite dish and they end up on whatever television show that the channel is on. They're in a black and white crime noir movie. They're in a Salt and Pepper music video. There's, 16th or 17th century France they're in during the Revolution. It's pretty funny. Eugene Levy's in this. Jeffrey Jones, who was the principal from Ferris Bueller. I like it. After that, we have Surviving the Game. It's an Ice-T, Rutger Hauer movie, as you can see from the cover. There's Gary Busey, there's F. Murray Abraham. There's the Dick Doctor from Scrubs. What else was he in? John McGinley. I like him as an actor. But Surviving the Game, these rich guys, they are hunting people, specifically men. It's usually they try to find vets or somebody that'll give them a challenge. So Ice-T is a homeless guy. He gets recruited by Rock, Charles Dutton, ROC, if you remember the old TV show. He gets brought to a mountain cabin and he thinks he's gotten a job, a really good job, and they wake him up and they tell him you've got, 5, 10 minute, 20-minute head start. Get going. If we catch you, we're gonna kill you. It's a pretty cheesy action flick, but it's a good one. You got some pretty decent actors, and I always love Gary Busey in just about anything he's done. But yeah, Surviving the Game. One Crazy Summer, an early John Cusack movie. It also has Demi Moore, as well as Bobcat Goldthwait. Is anybody else in this? Oh, Booger from Revenge of the Nerds, Curtis Armstrong. You guys may recognize him today as Dan Versus. But yeah, One Crazy Summer. It's basically a summer during, not during, but it takes place in a town during summer, a seaside town. It's basically a rich kids versus poor kids or middle class kids type of movie. I believe at the end there's a yacht race or something like that, and the poor kids win. Or I forget. It's been a while since I've seen this. It's a good comedy. It's a good way to see these two actors, Demi Moore and John Cusack, in some very early work. John Cusack has become more of a serious actor these days. Back then he did a lot of teen stuff, or not quite as serious work, but it's a good movie. It has some funny moments. Here's the animated Lord of the Rings. This was the Ralph Bakshi one. Um, I like it. A lot of people don't care for the art style. Um, I enjoyed it, and it's one of those things I watched when I was a kid, and I really liked the story. Um, the books are even better. But yeah, this is the animated Lord of the Rings. I don't have to explain any of the plot to you. Um, yeah, I don't know why they didn't make the Two Towers. They did Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, and The Hobbit. Return of the King, this one is done by Rankin Bass. It's the company that does a lot of the stop motion holiday animation, Mad Monster Party, I think Peter Cottontail, the Rudolph Christmas specials, just about all of those stop motion ones Rankin and Bass did. This art style is different from the Bakshi version, obviously. It's more kiddie, I think. I still like it. Like I said, these are cartoons that I watched as a kid, so it has sentimental value as well. Here's The Hobbit. This is another Rankin and Bass production. I like it. I like all of them. I mean, there's not much to say. I mean, you guys all know what The Hobbit's about pretty much. Read the books too. Don't just watch the movies, but read the books. They have a lot more details. After that, we have Near Dark. To me, it's an underrated vampire movie. I mean, I saw this years ago. This was, I think, the late 80s. It stars Lance Henriksen, Jeanette Goldstein. She was Vasquez in Aliens, and she was Edward Furlong's foster mom in the Terminator 2 movie. Bill Paxton, he's really good in this. This little kid, I don't know what his name is, but he was in, I think it was class of 1999. He was in The River's Edge. I always considered him kind of a creepy kid. He's a good actor though. But yeah, Near Dark, it's a clan of vampires that are traveling around, and the main actor, Adrian Pastar, um, he runs across them. He gets bitten. He turns into a vampire, and he goes looking for them to find out what the hell is going on. You know, he has a showdown with the leader, who is Lance Henriksen. It's good. It's pretty violent, pretty gory when the gore happens. Like I said, I think it's an underrated vampire movie. If you like vampire movies, you should check this out. Visitor Q. Words almost fail me with this movie. It's a Takashi Miike movie. If you're not familiar with the name, he's done Ichi the Killer, Dead or Alive. Not the video game movie, but the Japanese gangster movie. He's done a bunch of crazy ass movies, and this is no exception. This centers around a dysfunctional family. The dad's rapist, murdering, necrophiliac salaryman. The wife is a junkie, and I think is she a prostitute too? The daughter's a prostitute. The son is a spineless high school student who gets bullied a lot. But it's just a movie about the different members of the family and how they weirdly come together at the end. There's a breast milk scene that is just crazy. But yeah, Visitor Q. This is out of print because of the case. This particular cardboard packaging. I think it was involved in some kind of lawsuit over the packaging design, and they didn't have the rights to use it, so this version got recalled. Yeah, that noise you hear in the background are my cats screwing around. Next up, we have The Adventures of Mark Twain. It's a claymation movie. it looks like a kids movie, and for a lot of it, it is appropriate for kids. But then there's a scene where they come across what I believe to be the devil, and he's yeah. Thank you. That was one of my cats. But he shows he gives them a lesson in how people are. It is pretty disturbing. Um, if you like weird stuff or you like claymation, check this out. I think it's from the same people who did stuff like Martin the Cobbler and Rip Van Winkle, the claymation stuff. It looks very similar. But yeah, Adventures of Mark Twain, pretty weird in some parts. Yeah, it's a Will Vinton animation. Will Vinton is the California Raisins guy. He did some other stop motion stuff. I think he did some kind of Christmas thing, or I forget. And finally, we have Danger Diabolik. This was the movie that the Beastie Boys modeled their body moving video after. It's based on an Italian comic book. Um, the guy's a super thief. He's sort of like a James Bond of thieves. I don't recall what the main plot line was. It's probably involving him stealing something big. But it's definitely stylistically it's a movie of its time. It's a very 60s. This was shot in the late 60s. Um, it's good. I don't know what else to say about it. If you like these kind of movies, super spy, super thief, you'll probably like this one. But that's part 8 of my out of print DVD collection. Stay tuned for part 9.